What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Deep Dig Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew, with my other host over there.
What's up? It's D.
We are back with another YouTube exclusive, the Diamond Pick of the Week. Just letting you know, go and subscribe, comment, like, send this to your friends because we have won money 5 weeks in a row. How you
A
feeling,
big
man?
5 weeks. We're on a tear right now. We started off a little slow, getting out of the gates, getting used to what this 49er team has given us, but now we've taken off like a rocket ship. We're ready to go, baby. And it's Chargers week. It's the second
Uh,
half of the season. This second half, we're gonna make some money.
I want to cut you off about the Chargers, but before we get into that Diamond Pick, I just wanted to, chat for a quick second because I don't know if you saw this. Sports history was made the other day. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, Jeff Saturday, the trade deadline. What?
No. If you look at my mug, so after 25 years of struggling, Ash Ketchum has won the world championship, defeating Leon at the World Coronation Series. Never stop grinding, kids. If you're 10 years old, you can be a world champion after 25 years. You got this.
I promise that's not what this rest of this video is about.
All right. Now let's get into what are these odds at? What's the spread?
Yes. So it is currently at 49ers are the favorite by 7.5 points. The money line for the 49ers to win is minus 400. The Chargers to win, if you're feeling a little like frisky about it, plus 300. So pretty tasty odds if you think the Chargers are going to upset. And the over under is 45.5. My first opinions, I don't feel comfortable betting the spread on this, as far as I don't know if the 49ers are going to cover that 7.5, just because Justin Herbert is a really talented quarterback. So there is going to be some garbage time potential touchdowns. I do think the 49ers win, but I wouldn't take that bet at minus 400 because it doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to do that. And over under 45.5. That's the only one I'm like, all right, I might take the over on that. What about you? What are you thinking?
It's crazy how much Vegas has loved the 49ers this year, despite those losses in the beginning of the season. But we've seen some big spreads in the 49ers favoritism with them.
Yep.
7.5, even though this is a struggling Chargers team, they do have talent still. Justin Herbert's just dangerous, and especially when you have like the injuries in the secondary, it's tough for me to go that 7.5. And like, we don't know going forward if Shanahan's still going to have some inconsistency in calling this offense, or all these weapons are going to be consistently scoring. So I think after this week, that spread can be like fully earned, and like, oh yeah, we're comfortable with Niners being this big of favorites. But right now it's still like, I'm still a little bit shaky on that.
Yeah, no, and honestly, this is a game that I feel like the 49ers are going to win. I think they're going to really open things up. If I was a loser, yeah, I would go ahead and pick just the money line straight up. But, I'm in here to win some money. So I got to do something with a little bit tastier odds,
We're 5 wins in a row. We're not betting a minus 400 money line here. We're trying to win big, and we're trying to help you guys win big. So, let's keep it rolling.
All
Work
right.
on the
So getting
props.
into some of these props. Honestly, it's pretty tough sledding out here, just because, again, coming into the second half of the season, now all the weapons are back. Kyle Juszczyk is back. Deebo Samuel's back. We're going to have Brandon Ayuk now, Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell's going to be thrown in the mix. George Kittle's still there. Jawan Jennings is back. So there's a lot of weapons, and there's only one ball. I'm really excited to see this offense, but as far as betting, I don't know how things are going to play out. Who's going to get the lion's share? Is it going to be 1 week is a Deebo week, 1 week is a Brandon Ayuk week, and the next week is a Christian McCaffrey week? I just don't know yet as far as what that is. Looking at the quarterback lines, so passing yards for Jimmy Garoppolo, the over-under is 241.5. Justin Herbert, 252.5. I know this is one that me and you had talked about as, hey, maybe we should, throw some money on Justin Herbert just because we know he's super talented. Even though he is down his top two receivers, maybe we throw a little bit of money there because we know how talented the kid is. What do you think?
Yeah, it is tempting. Justin Herbert has been my fantasy quarterback all season. He hasn't been putting up the best fantasy numbers, but he is putting up the stats. He's been over 225 every week this season, but he only hasn't hit that 250 mark 3 times. But this is a game where this defense is elite. Yes, we're down some secondary members, but they're down 2 receivers. We're good against the run, so if we shut that down, he has to rely on that, and we get our pass rush going. You start to see like maybe he does hit 200, but not that 250 is still pretty high. As far as Jimmy G, yeah, he can easily hit some screen passes, and we go 60 yards with Debo, McCaffrey, Ayuk even. But who's to say we don't score a couple touchdowns and we just run the shit out of the ball and he stops throwing the ball? So both of those are, Herbert, I would say a little bit nicer on that bet, but I still a little bit shaky on it.
Yeah, I'm going down to the rushing yards. Christian McCaffrey, a high over under. His over under is 82.5. I would, if it was pre this bye week, I would be like, all right, yeah, let's go ahead and do Christian McCaffrey if he's the solo back. But Elijah Mitchell is going to be working in. I don't know how big of a workload he's going to have coming off of the IR, but he is going to be in there. So I'm not sure what that workload looks like moving forward the rest of the way. Austin Eckler, over under is 42.5 yards. I don't know if he's going to hit that just because this defense has been so stout as far as the run game. Are either of those two bets that you'd want to see?
It's tough because McCaffrey could have like an amazing game and be super involved in offense and still only put up 50 rushing yards because again, yeah, like you're saying, there's so many weapons on this 49ers offense. And this is the first week really we're seeing the whole puzzle put together. And I'm not sure, like, there can only be so many yards in a game, like, given each of these guys aren't going to go for 80 plus yards. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kyle really manages that. And I don't know, 82 is pretty high for having so many people and Elijah Mitchell back. 42 for Eckler. That seems pretty nice to me. What was the odds on that?
Uh, for the over, it is minus 114, so not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not like ooh,
Not bad at all.
like it's not chef kiss. I need to get on that, So I think we can find something a little better.
Yeah, I think they're going to really stuff the run, considering that I'll go ahead and list some of the receivers here. Josh Palmer, DeAndre Carter, and the third one is Austin Eckler. These are the over-unders for the receiving yards for the Chargers. Austin Eckler, 40.5, Josh Palmer, 55.5, and DeAndre Carter at 36.5. I wouldn't feel comfortable with any of those as far as that, just because of the unknown. I do know that Herbert's going to get the ball out. I just don't know as far as where the ball is going to be going. Same thing with all of these 49ers receivers. I think once we see a couple of weeks of steady consistency, we'll be able to say, hey, you know what? I know Jimmy Garoppolo is going to feed Brandon Ayuk still, so that 54.5 yards, I feel good about the over. Same thing with even our guy, Juwan Jennings. 15.5. Before I would have been salivating, like, let's do it. Now I'm like, I just don't know how things are going to play out as far as distributing the rock.
Yeah, is he even going to see the field anymore at this point?
Yeah, who knows, dude? Who knows realistically with this offense? Moving down to touchdowns. This is actually one that I was really liking. So I think they're expecting a lot from Christian McCaffrey. So him to get one touchdown, minus 251, which is pretty crazy. But you scroll down a little bit, Debo Samuel to get one touchdown is plus 100. I think that's awesome. I think that there's big potential for Debo Samuel, who was the offense prior to Christian McCaffrey being here, getting a touchdown. Honestly, that's one that's heart, like marked with a heart in my little book. Like, I'm ready. I think that one's it's a lock.
I'm 100% with you right there. Obviously, if we could make some money off McCaffrey scoring, we would. But that Debo number, plus 100 for one Debo touchdown, this guy's a touchdown machine. Kyle loves him, and he's at risk to score from like 20 yards out, from 40 yards out, in the goal line. Like, he can score from anywhere on the field. So I'm feeling really good about that number.
Yeah, the odds are great, and I'm going to go ahead and stop us right here. And I'm going to go ahead and say that that's the lock of the week. We're going to put $100 on Deebo Samuel to score at least one touchdown at plus 100 odds. So go ahead and mark it down. That's our diamond pick of the
49ers.
week.
Diamond pick of the week.
49ers diamond pick of the week. So go ahead and put that on wax.
We're
doing it.
100 down on that. Yes?
Yes, 100 on that. And I'm going to do a couple extra picks here because I feel really good about this one. So will San Francisco score on their first drive? Yes is plus 115. I think coming off the bye week with all of these weapons, I think Kyle Shanahan, again, I keep saying this over and over again, I think he's really going to open things up. And we know how San Francisco is with that first drive of the game. They're going to march it down the field. I feel really good about that. I'm going to go ahead and do another $50 on San Francisco scoring on their first drive of this game.
If there was ever a week to smash that bet, it is this week. Coming off a bye week, that script better be Oscar worthy, Kyle, because you've had 2 weeks to do this first drive. It's going to be a score, and it's going to be a Deebo score. So we're going to win both those bets on the first drive.
Yeah, and just to keep things interesting the rest of the entire game, because we already know this first drive is going to be a Deebo touchdown, we're going to go ahead and do another $50 on the over-under. So we're going to take the over 45.5 points.
Let's let it ride, man. We've won 5 weeks in a row. We're going to start putting in more and more on these bets the more we keep winning, and we're going to try to keep you guys winning. We're all making money this week.
So thanks for rocking with us. We really appreciate it. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comments, shoot us a couple tweets here and there on Elon's Twitter. It is what it is.
Yeah, guys, talk to us before Twitter shuts down at the Deep Dig Pod. We're not verified right now, but that is our official Twitter. If you see anything else, that's not us. But we use a lot of the Twitter polls and conversations we have with you in our podcast. So go ahead and follow us there, talk to us, and let's make some money this week.
All right, later.